News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Dr. Richter from Compassionate Care for Women, providing personalized quality health care for women at every stage of life. News is also brought to you by RV Superstore. We do what other dealers won't. Provide a 3-month warranty on all used travel trailers and motorhomes, 2000 and newer. Call 775-727-7600 today. News is also brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Tonight on News 46, Pahrump Valley High School mourns the loss of an educator. A pickup truck strikes the front of Super Pond, and a ribbon cutting is held at Station 3. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Jason Koblenz. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, January 23rd, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. 61-year-old math teacher at Pahrump Valley High School, Stephen Craighead, passed away as a result of a reported heart attack. The popular teacher died suddenly last night. The student body and staff throughout Nye County School District are mourning the loss of the 16-year instructor that also coached basketball and football. A substitute teacher will be taking over Mr. Craighead's classes until a permanent teacher can be found. Today, a memorial quickly grew in the form of flowers, cards, and remembrances in front of his classroom at the high school. A moment of silence was held during today's pep rallies for Craighead. Students who are affected by the loss can contact a site administrator for help. Possible brake failure may be the cause of a truck hitting the front of Super Pond yesterday afternoon.
Tonight's accident report is brought to you by Stovall and Associates. Don't expect insurance companies to have your best interest in mind. Stovall and Associates cares. Let us help you if you have been involved in an accident.
A single vehicle accident occurred yesterday on Highway 160. Apparently, the reason for this vehicle versus structure accident, according to the driver, he contacted News 46 to inform us that the accident occurred when his brakes failed and the truck had hopped a curb and rammed into Super Pond. The truck had also hit a bicycle rack before hitting the structure. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies all arrived on scene. Luckily, the driver was uninjured in this accident, as well as any bystanders or anyone inside the building. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis was able to determine that there was no structural damage to the building. However, the pickup truck did sustain front end damage. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. The Nevada Attorney General's office is seeking the public's assistance to locate 3 people indicted in a case involving mortgage lending fraud scams. Prosecutors say William Chrysokopoulos, 43, Alan Dornhuber, who's 63, and Linda Finch Estrada, who's 54, all of Las Vegas, are accused of operating a so-called forensic audit business. The investigation indicates that there might be more Nevada and California residents affected by the scam. Investigators described Chrysokopoulos as a white male in his mid-40s. He's 6'2", weighing 220 pounds with black hair and hazel green eyes. We don't have a photo of him, but we do have one of Dornhuber, who is described as a white male in his mid-60s. He's 6'1", 260 pounds with short, light brown-gray hair and blue eyes. Finch Estrada is described as a white female in her mid-50s. She's 5'2", 220 pounds with shoulder-length blonde hair and blue eyes. Operating under the name USFP, Finch Estrada, Chrysocopalis Dornhuber and William Patterson, who's 51 of El Monte, California, he's currently incarcerated, promoted a so-called forensic audit, promising clients that if a forensic audit was held from their mortgage, it uncovered one or more Real Estate Settlement Procedure Act's violations. Clients could be entitled to a legal remedy resulting in the elimination of their mortgage obligations. Anyone with information about Chrysocopalis, Dornhuber, and Finch Estrada's whereabouts is urged to contact the U.S. Marshal's Office at 702-388-6355. A ribbon cutting was held this morning at Fire Station 3. A ribbon cutting was held this morning at Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Station 3 on Kellogg Road on the south end of town. The Pahrump Town Board, as well as Pahrump Town Manager Susan Holichek, was there to commemorate the new living quarters for the firefighters at Station 3. Tours were also given to the public to see the new living quarters, as well as check out some of the fire engines that are down there on the south end of town. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. When we get back from this break, we're going to have your JAMA report concerning protein and overeating.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Albertsons. You're in for something fresh.
And welcome back. In today's report, we compare the differences between a high protein and low protein diet and weight loss.
What and how much to eat often creates anxiety for people concerned about their weight. Daniel Kuhn says he's always been able to keep his weight in check. Not a fan of fast food, he tries to eat a well-balanced diet and not overeat.
Look at that.
But Daniel participated in a study where he ate very differently.
I was eating a lot of real butter, for instance, real whipped cream and things of that nature that I don't normally indulge in.
This study was designed to examine the effects of differing levels of protein on total calorie intake in a condition in which you were eating more calories than you needed to keep your weight stable.
Dr. George Bray from Pennington Biomedical Research Center and co-authors conducted a randomized controlled inpatient trial. 25 men and women ages 18 to 35 who were normal or slightly overweight ate low, normal, or high protein diets for 8 weeks. Closely monitored, participants were also overfed by almost 1,000 calories daily.
Fat storage was exactly the same with all three levels of protein. It was the calories that they ate that affected the body fat that they stored. Protein, on the other hand, had no effect on storage of fat, but did affect weight gain primarily by influencing the amount of body protein that was added.
Daniel ate a low-protein diet, gaining between 12 and 15 pounds.
The low-protein diet actually was associated with a loss of lean body mass. So protein has one set of effects, calories have another set of effects, and they're not directly connected.
The higher protein diet also stored more protein than the normal diet. Researchers say calories remain the major determinant of whether you gain weight when you eat more calories than you should.
Protein does influence what happens to your lean body muscle mass during the course of any dietary intervention. So there's an important value to eating protein, but it doesn't influence your storage of calories.
It was great.
Daniel says the study reinforced something he has always known.
Caloric intake is so important when you're watching your weight.
I would encourage patients to watch their scales on a regular basis so they can keep track of those added pounds and catch them early.
Catherine Dolph, the JAMA Report.
Well, state officials say they're reluctantly shutting down a walk-in mental health clinic in Las Vegas 7 months after it opened. Officials with the Nevada Health Department say the closure comes amid a disagreement with the Federal Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which says the center needs to meet emergency room standards. Southern Nevada Adult Mental Health Services says the site was never meant to treat a full range of ailments and can't meet that standard immediately. So it's closing by the end of business day tomorrow. The clinic opened in July in an effort to ease overcrowding in emergency rooms. State officials say it has been serving about 16 patients a day this month. Susan Croinin with Tales of Nye County is the winning bid to take over the Nye County Animal Shelter. Her goal is to change it into a no-kill facility.
It was so exciting. We were on pins and needles. We have, there's a really good group of us, and we're just elated. The work behind it was so strict with their guidelines, which was good. It was for the animals' benefits. So.
And you bid on it. What happened in the bidding process?
Well, in the bidding process, the way it was designed was different than you would just bid on, supplies or whatever, because there's animals involved as well as humans and liability. So it was, getting the insurance, the registrations with the state, all that sort of things, and, putting in detail, which is what I loved about, what they wanted, the programs and how we could do it much better for the animals in the community.
What have you done in the past with animals? Tell me some of the organizations.
Yeah, well, in 1982, we started, that's when we opened our doors in the Jersey Shore. It became a bedroom community for New Yorkers. So our human population just jumped to 300,000. And that's how the whole thing started. And it's funny because I worked in hospital administration before in admissions, and I knew how to do that. And I knew, of course, common sense, duh. But what we did was ran it 24/7 like a hospital.
So you had an animal shelter there on the Jersey Shore. You've also ran other organizations too as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've helped many organizations start up and, gave workshops for the Dodge Foundation and hosted a 3-day conference with the Mid-Atlantic states for HSUS.
So right now, what kind of stipulations did you make for the Nye County Animal Shelter that you're going to be doing for them? How are you going to be running it?
We're going to run it as the Humane Society, as a 501c3. The only animals that would ever be put down will be those that are sick and or have a temperament problem, which is,
So you're hoping to change this into basically a no-kill animal shelter with the help and in kind of a partnership with Symphony, or no?
Well, we're partnering with Symphony, with Forever Friends, where I'll still be part of the Pahrump Animal Alliance that the emergency management started, and this is how we all got together. I mean, you got to get along.
The ex-lover of Liberace, who was the subject of an HBO film on the pianist's life, has been sentenced to 8 to 20 years in a Nevada state prison for failing another court-ordered drug test while on probation for burglary and identity theft convictions. Washoe District Judge Patrick Flanagan sentenced Scott Thorson in Reno on Wednesday. Flanagan had given him a second chance after testing positive for methamphetamine twice in October and again on November 1st. Prosecutors say he was arrested again on November 19th after failing another test. Thorson, also known as Jess Marlowe, said earlier that he was an addict but determined to get sober. He said he plans to write another book on the heels of his Behind the Candelabra, used on the basis for the HBO film. Here's Willie Bear to tell us more about the Mardi Gras event coming soon.
Mardi Gras is a fundraising event. Every year we honor a different organization in town that is community-minded. And this year we're honoring Sir Optimist International, Pahrump Valley. Last year we honored the Nevada Silver Tappers, the year before iCommunities Coalition. And so if somebody wants to get involved, they can call the CASA number, which is 775-513-9514.
People can buy tickets now?
Can buy tickets. It's on February 8th. It'll be at the Pahrump Nugget in their banquet facility.
When we come back from this break, we'll have your news across Nevada.